GED Math 6 No Calculator Questions. Welcome to another video. Tips to do well in math. So be confident, practice, and be patient. Repeat to yourself, yes, I can. People did it, so why not you? You can do it. Okay, so let's see the questions. Question number 1. Feel free to pause the video, solve each question before you continue. That's the way you check your skills. Also, like the video, subscribe so you are ready for our next videos. Here, if you have a 5 divided by 0, because they say do not use a calculator, you have to understand that any number divided by 0 is undefined. So the first one is undefined. It's not a 0, but it's undefined. The key is that every time you see a number which is not a 0, but they divide by 0, if the denominator is a 0, it's undefined. B, square root of a 0 is a 0. C, 3 raised to 0 power is 1. Yeah. And the D, 0 divided by 5 is a 0. So this one is a 0. But when you have a 0 in the denominator, in the bottom, so it's undefined. Therefore, the correct choice here is A. Question number 2. Given A equals 2 and the B equals -3, evaluate the expression given below. So this is another question we're going to solve without a calculator. The first thing to do is to replace A and B by their values. They say A squared. The value of A is 2. Therefore, I will have 2 to the second power. It's very important to use a parenthesis to avoid mistake. B is -3. So we put -3 in a parenthesis. But it's a multiplication between A squared and B. Plus AB. A again is 2. B is -3. Plus B squared, which is going to be -3 to the second power. Understand that the key concept here is order of operation, and that order of operation we call it PEMDAS. Where P represents parentheses, E exponent, M multiplication, D division, A addition, S subtraction. So here we'll try to do parentheses, but when they say parentheses, that means inside the parentheses there are some operations you have to complete. We don't have that here, so we go to exponent. For exponent, we'll try to do 2 to the second power. This one here. And that gives you 4, parentheses, -3, plus 2 times -3, plus the other side we have 9. Understand that when they say 2 to the second power, this is 2 multiplied by 2. Or when they say -3 to the second power, this is -3 multiplied by another -3. The reason we have a positive 9. Okay, the next thing to do here is the multiplication. So we'll multiply 4 by -3 to get -12. So that's this one here. We multiply this to get -6. Okay, and we have a positive 9. So -12 minus 6 plus 9. Also understand that we have to do these first two. So -12 minus 6, -18. And that -18 plus 9 is -9. Therefore, the correct choice here is A. The next question, question number 3. A line segment AB has endpoints at -2 and 12. What is the coordinate of its midpoint? Midpoint. A point in the middle of the line segment is called a midpoint, and we want to know the coordinate of that. Okay, so because we want to know the coordinate of the point in the middle, what I will check first is to know how many unit separate the 2 points A and B. And if you count here, you'll see that we have 1, 2. Okay, let's use black. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have a 7 unit separate the 2 points. So to find the middle point, I know that we're gonna have the 4th unit. Okay, to be specific, we can do this. Suppose I move 1, 2, 3 from A. I move 1, 2, 3 from B. Okay, so here, yeah, there's the okay, that is 3 units. We jump to 4. Okay, so the middle point will be between, what I want to show is that the middle point will be between 4 and 6, and that value is what? 5. So the correct choice is B. Another way to solve this question is that you add the 2 coordinates. So the coordinate of A is -2. We add it to the coordinate of B, which is 12, and we divide this by 2. So that's the formula for midpoint. And the top gives you +10 divided by 2, which is 5. So the same answer. Yeah. So in case you forget the formula, you can just count. Let's see the next question. Question number 4. Which value of x will make the equation true? We have a x squared is equal to 100. This is a tricky question. This is a tricky question. Again, feel free to pause the video and solve it. Remember to like and subscribe so you can get the next video. Yeah. So here, when you have x squared equals to square root of 100, before you solve this question, the first thing is to simplify this expression here. Do you know that square root of 100 is 10? So I will say x squared is 10. 100 is a perfect square. So when they say square root of 100, that means we are looking for a number multiplied by itself, give you 100. To be specific, if I take a 10, I squared, which is 10 multiplied by 10, I get 100. Therefore, if I have a square root of 100, okay, this is same as to say, oh, square root of 10 to the second power. So that second power cancels with the square root and we get 10. Here, I write backward, but just to explain the concept. So I have x squared is equal to 10. Now from the 4 answers, which value you see there can be x raised to the second power give you 10. The answer is not A, because if you take A, which is 10, you raise to the second power, you get 100. So it's not A. Okay, what about B? The answer is not a B, because if you take a 50, you raise to the second power, which is 50 times 50, you get 2,500. Okay, so it's not the case. C, we have square root of 10. So if you take a square root of 10 and you squared, that gives you 10, regular 10. Yes, so the correct choice is C. But suppose we continue. If we take a D, square root of 50 raised to the second power will give you that 50. So just understand that you take a square root of that positive number raised to the second power, that gives you that positive number inside the square root. Okay. The next question. Multiply these two decimal numbers. Okay. So we have a 0.306 multiplied by 0.6. To do this multiplication, we take a 6. We multiply by 6 there. 6 times 6 is 36. We write a 6 and we carry 3. on top of 0. System 0 is 0 plus 3 is 3. 6 times 3, 18. We write 8, we carry 1 on top of 0. And system 0 is 0, that's 0 plus 1 is 1. Okay, after that, we're going to hold a place. So let's hold, this place. We will not use it. Okay, now we take a 0, put this 0 here. We multiply 0 by 6, it's a 0. 0 multiplied by 0 is 0. 0 multiplied by 3 is 0. 0 multiplied by 0 is 0. Now we'll do the sum, which is addition of these two numbers we got. So 6 plus 0, 6. 3 plus 0, 3. 8 plus 0, 8. 1 plus 0, 1. And we have this 0. It's not done yet. Now we have to place the decimal. Remember, we have 3 decimal places here. We have 1 decimal place. So if you count all of this, you have 4 decimal places. That means what? We have to get our decimal here, where we have 1, 2, 3, 4 digits after the point. Okay, based on that, the correct choice is A. Okay, we continue. The last question. Solve for x. Negative x divided by 3 plus 4 is equal to 1. We have a different method to solve this question, but I will tell you that the method I think is simple, is that take each value here, okay, and they check to see which one works with the equation. That means what? I assume that x here is negative 3. So I'm going to replace x by negative 3 in the equation. They say negative x divided by 3 plus 4 is equal to 1. So if you replace this x here by negative 3, you're going to have a negative, okay, negative 3 divided by 3 plus 4, and we want to check if this is 1. Understand that to avoid mistake, I put this negative 3 in the parentheses, and that negative 3 is the x value I assumed in the beginning. Okay, so the two negative will change to positive. Every time you have a negative sign, open parentheses, another negative. So understand this as a multiplication between the two negative signs, which will return to positive. Therefore, that will change to positive 3 divided by 3 plus 4. And I want to check if this is 1. Positive 3 divided by 3 is 1. And the 1 plus 4 is 5. So it's not 1. Okay, so A is not the correct choice. What about B? So we do the same thing, and this time we're going to replace x by negative 6. So understand that because again it's a negative value, I'm replacing here. So I will use a parenthesis. Therefore, I have a negative parenthesis negative 6 divided by 3 plus 4, which I want to check if it's equal to 1. The two negative sign will change to positive, so I have a positive 6 divided by 3 plus 4. Is it 1? Okay, so 6 divided by 3 is 2, and the 2 plus 4 is 6, so it's not 1. Therefore, B is not the correct choice. What about C? So you replace, again, x by 0. Now let's see what's going to happen. Okay, so because they say negative x, okay, so if you have a negative 0, understand that it's just 0. So that negative 0 divided by 3 is 0. Plus 4, we want to see if this is 1. So 0 divided by 3 is 0. But can we see that 0 plus 4? Is it 1? No. So C, not the correct choice. Okay, so we'll see that D is the correct choice. But let's check to make sure that D is the correct choice. So Because again, I have a negative x, so I will have negative with the 9 divided by 3 plus 4. Want to see if this is 1. Okay, so this is out. Now, negative 3, negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3 plus 4. We want to see if this is 1. Yes, negative 3 plus 4 is 1, and the 1 is equal to 1. Therefore, the correct choice here is D. Okay, so again, remember to subscribe and like the video. Overall, understand that practice makes perfect. Thank you, and see you in another video.